went to the podium yesterday and said, among other things, this.
We believe that our players should stand for the national anthem. That's an important part of our game and our moments, and we believe in that.
That's Roger Goodell. Aaron Katersky is following this story. Good morning, Aaron. Aaron? There you go.
See the button with the flashing thing?
Thank you.
The commissioner's walking a fine line here. He does not want to antagonize players any further. He also does not want to alienate fans who may agree with President Trump that players should be standing or should be fired. But the NFL is not prepared to take that step, I think, for a couple of reasons. One, they just don't want to antagonize players because the more you push, as we've seen, the more the players fight back.
Right.
And that's just an untenable position. The other reason Goodell was fairly frank about is that he doesn't think this is that much of an issue anymore. He thinks that at best there are 6 or 7 players that are still kneeling during the anthem, and that other players have started to recognize that it's probably counterproductive, and they end up just fighting the president on a point that they're not all that passionate about. No one was interested in the flag anyway. It had to do with the police treatment of black men at its outset. And so the commissioner prefers to give the players a different kind of outlet so that it's not necessary anymore for them to take a knee.
It is interesting, and I know, Aaron, you're a big NFL fan. You follow this throughout the years. Donald Trump has been able to bring the players and the owners in the commissioner's office together, unlike anything else, it seems like.
He's a uniter.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, for the NFL to have owners and players in the same room about that kind of discussion, I mean, that's unheard of. And that is, in that world, I think, seen as tremendous progress. And the players acknowledged as much and said they felt heard. They felt like the NFL was prepared to take steps. It may come in the form of what we've already seen from Roger Goodell, a letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee backing sentencing reform. It may be a public service campaign like we've seen them do with breast cancer awareness or after Ray Rice, domestic violence awareness. But the NFL is, according to the commissioner, prepared to get involved in some of the issues that their players care about. And that may be enough for the players to satisfy what had otherwise been an untenable protest involving the national anthem.
Did Jerry Jones speak yesterday at all?
He didn't. Apparently, he spoke in the meeting and did express his desire to punish players. And you know, I'm not sure that it's an issue in Dallas, but you know, we'll see what happens. There may still be players that do this on Sunday. We'll have to see. And the players were fairly, straight about that. They said, look, it's up to each individual player. No one is going to dictate terms. But I think that was also an important point, that nobody would dictate what to do. There was going to be no rule change from the requirement that they be on the field to the suggestion that they stand.
Yeah. Did Donald Trump tweet about this yesterday with everything else going on?
Yeah. He still found time to say that the NFL is being disrespectful to the country. And Goodell, in his own, he's not a forceful guy when it comes to these issues. But he did subtly push back, saying that the players are not being disrespectful when they stand. Or when they kneel.
Right.
He said everyone has tremendous respect for the flag and the country and the military, and I think he was trying to make the point that these protests have nothing to do with what the president says they have to do with. Now, that may be the result,
right.
And I think he's also acknowledging that some fans and advertisers are upset that at this prospect, and at a time when ratings are down, some are arguing that that's a direct result of the anthem protest. It could be. There could also be other reasons. So I think they want to, as Goodell said, they want to get out of politics and concentrate again on football.
Aaron Katersky, have yourself a good day. Thanks for